Hi, my name is Brianna Cook, and today I'm going to be presenting on the poem On Love by Kahlil Gibran. As you can see, I have my citation down there in the corner of this slide, and I'm going to start this by saying, sorry that the camera's a little blurry. This is me. This is the best I could do. I'm sorry. And if I reuse quotes more than once, it's because they fit into multiple different aspects of the requirements for this. So that's why I use them more than once. I'm going to start by talking about Kahlil Gibran. He lived from 1883 until 1931. Only 48 years he lived. His death was expedited by excessive drinking, which caused cirrhosis of the liver and tuberculosis. And although he died early, he left a lasting legacy on the art and literacy world. His goal for writing this poem was guidance to a more profound understanding of love. He wanted readers to embrace love fully, including the hardships, and using it as a way to achieve personal and spiritual enlightenment. His purpose was to express a deep understanding of love, showing love both as a force that brings joy and suffering, and he wanted his readers to see it as something more transformative than just pleasurable. His motivation comes from his own experience with love, loss, and spirituality. He wanted to redefine love as something beyond mere happiness, showing that it also brings pain, sacrifice, and growth. Let's talk about the author's family and childhood. When he was younger, his father, Kahlil Gibran, worked as a tax collector but was later imprisoned for embezzling public funds. This caused his family property to be confiscated, and his mother moved him and his siblings to Boston, United States. His siblings were Mariana, Sultana, and Peter. His mother was an independent woman, and she was very strong, even though they experienced hardships after his father went to prison. But after a while, his father was released from prison due to lack of evidence. This poem had a lot of relation to the society, both now and when it was written. The poem resonated with the society undergoing rapid modernization, as it was published in a book in 1923, so the Roaring Twenties. There was rapid modernization, of course, shifting attitudes towards love, relationships, and spirituality. In the early 20th century, many cultures were transitioning from a traditional duty-bound marriage to more romantic ideals. The author is able to break, define, and elevate the idea of love beyond societal expectations. On Love remains relevant in a world where love is often idealized but also challenged by modern complexities, such as digital relationships, online dating apps, fast-paced lifestyles, and changing family structures. The poem's message that love is not just about happiness, but also about growth and sacrifice. The author's timeless words serve as a reminder that love is both beautiful and demanding, requiring courage and openness. Now I'm going to read to you the poem, On Love by Kahlil Gibran. Then said Almitria, "Speak to us of love," as he raised his head and looked upon the people. And there fell a stillness upon them. And with great voice he said, "When love beckons to you, follow him, though his ways are hard and steep. And when his wings enfold you, yield to him. Though the sword hidden among his pinions may wound you, and when he speaks to you, believe in him. Though his voice may shatter your dreams as the north wind lays waste the garden. For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you. Even as he is for your growth, so he is for your pruning. Even as he ascends to your height and caresses your tenderest branches that quiver in the sun, so shall he descend to your roots and shake them in their clinging to the earth. Like sheaves of corn, he gathers you unto himself. He threshes to make you naked. He sifts you to free you from your husks. He grinds you to whiteness. He kneads you until you are pliant. And then he assigns you to his sacred fire, that you may become sacred bread for God's sacred feast. All these things shall love do unto you, that you may know the secrets of your heart, and in that knowledge become a fragment of life's heart. But if in your heart you would seek only love's peace and love's pleasure, then it is better for you that you cover your nakedness and pass out on love's threshing floor, into the seasonless world where you shall laugh, but not all your laughter, and weep, but not all your tears. Love gives not but itself, and takes not but from itself. Love possesses, nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love. When you love, you should not say, God is in my heart, but rather I am in the heart of God. And think not you can direct the course of love, for love, if it finds you worthy, directs your course. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. But if you love and must needs have desires, let these be your desires, to melt and be like a running brook that sings its melodies to the night, to know the pain of too much tenderness, to be wounded by your own understanding of love, and to bleed willfully and joyfully, to wake at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks for another day of loving, to rest at the noon hour and meditate love's ecstasy, to return home at eventide with gratitude, and then to sleep with a prayer for the beloved in your heart and a song of praise upon your lips. Now I'm going to share with you how I paraphrased this poem, just like give you an idea of it. When love calls to you, follow it, even though the path may be difficult. Love will both uplift you and test you, bringing joy but also pain. It shapes you like a millstone grinds grain, or like fire purifies gold. Love is not just about happiness. It will break and redefine you. Love does not only exist for your pleasure, it will also challenge you. If you only seek love's comfort but fear its trials, then you're not ready for true love. Love demands everything from you. Don't test love unless you are ready to give yourself up. Love gives freely and does not seek to possess. It exists for its own sake, not for control or ownership. If you love someone, do not try to claim them as you, for true love allows freedom. Love will not give you security or predictability. It will bring meaning and depth to your life. It does not come when you command it, but moves according to its own nature. When love fills your heart, surrender to it completely, even if it brings sorrow, for only through love can you truly live. I'm going to share with you my annotations. It was a pretty long poem, so I wasn't able to do every single line, but I did most of them. In lines from 5 to 6, it says, when love beckons to you, follow him, though his ways are hard and steep. Love is personified as a guide leading the way. The words hard and steep suggest that love is not always easy. It requires effort and struggle. Love is a journey that demands courage. You must be willing to have difficult times to experience its full power. This is from the poem, of course. In lines 7 to 8, he says, and when his wings enfold you, yield to him, though the sword hidden among the pinions may wound you. Love is shown to have wings. This symbolizes protection and elevation. The hidden sword represents the pain and sacrifices that love can give. Love is not only about comfort. It also has the power to hurt. Complete true love requires vulnerability and openness even when it hurts. In line 14, it says, even as he is your growth, so is he for your pruning. The metaphor of pruning suggests that love removes a part of us that are unnecessary or harmful, just as a gardener trims a plant to help it grow. Love helps us evolve by shaping us into better versions of ourselves by both nurturing and challenging us. In lines 16 and 17, it says, but if in your heart you would only seek love's peace and love's pleasure, then it is better for you that you cover your nakedness and pass out on love's threshing floor. The phrase cover your nakedness suggests hiding from love's truth. The threshing floor is a biblical reference to a place where grain is separated from the chaff, symbolizing purification. Love is not just about enjoyment. It requires facing discomfort and hardship. If someone is not willing to accept both joy and suffering, they're not ready for its depth. In lines 32 and 33, it says, "Love gives not but itself and takes not but from itself. Love possesses nor would it be possessed." Love is described as self-sufficient, giving without expectation, and not seeking to control others. True love is free and unconditional. It's not about ownership or attachment. It is pure and selfless. In line 36, it says, "Think not you can direct the course, for love, if it finds you worthy, directs your course." This suggests that love is a force beyond human control. It comes when it wills and changes lives unpredictably. People cannot force or control love. It happens naturally and shapes destiny in unforeseen ways. In line 37, it says, "Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself." Love exists for its own sake, without ulterior motives. Love does not seek personal gain. It just simply wants to express itself fully. Let's dive into the pattern and structure of this poem. Free verse. This poem doesn't have any fixed meter or rhyme, making it more fluid or straightforward. It uses repetition. The author often repeats phrases for emphasis. This is shown in line 5 when he states, "When love beckons to you, you follow him," following by variations of this idea, creating a rhythmic chant-like effect. He uses symbolism and metaphor. Love is personified as a force that both elevates and challenges the soul, using images of threshing, grinding, and pruning to illustrate love's transformative power. There's contrast and balance shown in this poem. It explores the dualities of love, joy, and suffering, fulfillment, and sacrifice, emphasizing love's contradictory nature. There's prophetic tone. The poem mimics religious or philosophical discussion, giving it a quality that is both universal and timeless. I have 3 themes here that I found for you guys. One of them is love as a spiritual force. Throughout the poem, love is described as something divine. In lines 32 and 33, it says, "Love gives not but itself and takes not but from itself. Love possesses not nor would it be possessed. For love is sufficient unto love." In this quote, love is depicted as an independent, almost divine entity that exists only for its sake. My second one is, love is a path to both pain and suffering. The author warns his readers that love is not purely blissful. If you would seek love and love alone, then pass out of love's door into a seasonless world where you shall laugh, but not all your laughter, and weep, but not all your tears. This is lines 30 and 31. Love is something that demands vulnerability. Loving deeply means you risk suffering, but this suffering is essential for a full, meaningful existence. And my third theme is that the trials of love are inevitable. Encountering difficulties is an intrinsic part of love's journey. I see this in line 7, where he states, "For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you." This reflects that the path of love is demanding but essential for growth. There was many poetic devices used in this poem, but I just chose 5 to share with you today. Love is a harsh wind. This is described in lines 10 through 12, as he states, "And when he speaks to you, believe in him, though his voice may shatter your dreams as the north wind lays waste the garden." This compares love's voice to a powerful force that can crush one's hopes. My second poetic device is imagery. Love is described vividly, helping the reader's understanding, and this is throughout the poem. I have one line that shows this. Lines 7 through 9, he states, "And when his wings enfold you, yield to him, though the sword hidden among his pinions may wound you." This illustrates love's all-encompassing encompassing embrace. My third one is symbolism. Love is a powerful influence for one's path. One part of the poem that shows this is lines 40 and 41. He says, "And think not you can direct the course of love. For love, if it finds you worthy, directs your course. Love is symbolized as a guide. You could not control it. It leads you." My fourth poetic device is repetition. This helps place emphasis on his key concepts. In lines 40 through 42 through 44, Gibran repeats the word desire to focus on the sole purpose of love. He says, "Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. But if you love and must needs have desires, let these be your desires." The uses of repetition reinforces what has been said. My last poetic device that I'm sharing with you today is paradox, conveying the complex and multifaceted nature of love. Touching on the paradox of unity and individuality in love, in line 36, Gibran states, "Love possesses nor would it be possessed. Love does not seek to be own or be owned," underscoring the freedom and autonomy that coexist with a loving relationship. Next, we're going to talk about tone and mood in the poem. Sacrifice and transformation. But if in your fear you would only seek love's peace and love's pleasure, then it is better for you that you cover your nakedness and pass out on love's threshing floor. And this is lines 16 and 17. Gibran suggests that true love requires one to embrace both pleasure and pain, reinforcing the serious and transformative nature of love. The poem overall maintains a philosophical and reflective tone, inviting readers to embrace love fully despite its trials. The narration. I think that the narrator is a wise, prophetic voice offering spiritual insight. There's shown authority and guidance. Lines 32 and 33 state, "Love gives not but itself and takes not but from itself. Love possesses not nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love." The reader speaks with certainty, reinforcing their wisdom about love. You can also see a all-knowing and philosophical perspective. This is shown in line 26 through 28, where Gibran states, "All these things shall love do unto you, that you may know the secrets of your heart, and in that knowledge become a fragment of life's heart." This suggests that the narrator understands love's role in self-discovery and human existence, further showing them as a guide. These quotes constantly reinforce the idea that the narrator is more than just an observer, but more of a teacher, explaining to us the ways of love. Why did I choose this poem? I wanted to learn and reflect on love. I love love. It is seen as a common thing in every day. You can see love in many places. I just wanted to learn more about love. In October, I got into a relationship with my now boyfriend, and it's been amazing. And I just wanted to learn more about love and how it can shape you in your life. And I just really liked it. So, before I ask my questions, I'm going to tell you my favorite quote. I liked the quote in lines 50 through 51. "To wake at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks to another day of loving." This just speaks to me because you should always be thankful for what you have, because a lot of people can be lonely and not experience much love in their life or feel like no one loves them. So just reflecting on what you can see in your life that shows love is a good thing to do. That's why I liked that quote. My questions for my watchers. First off, thanks for watching. I know this video is going to be really long, but here's a few questions for your discussion post. What line of the poem that I shared or analyzed was your favorite and why? How much do you think that his excessive drinking affected him as a writer? How do you think Kahlil Gibran's career would be different if he moved to the United States? Or if he didn't move to the United States? And I have one more. Explain where you can see love in your life and how this poem made you look at love in a different way. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and thank you for watching my video on Love by Kahlil Gibran.